What's up, Friday nerds? It's your birthday boy, the OGGM, walking to the store to get some exercise, because that's what we do. And there's a woman with a doggo. Let's say hi. Good afternoon. Hi, dog. Today, we're going to talk about a word that you seem to hear a lot in our profession, and that's content farming. You dirty rat. You farmed my content. What the f is content farming? And how is that different from just doing the same story that you did? Now, I have said thousands and thousands of times again, I don't care if you come to my page and farm my content. I know there are people who are stream sniping me and raiding me and farming my content. It's not that hard to find out that there are apps, you know. But I don't mind. All I ever ask is, if you're gonna farm my content, give me the credit. You know, this shout out to OGGM so I can melt some of that heat, right? So again, if you want to farm my content, go ahead. I know who you are. I don't care, as long as you give me credit and don't, badmouth me. But okay, so how is it different than just saying I do a story about, I don't know, figures and some new figures that were sneak peeked, and DM Bloodworth does a video that's also about the same figures that were sneak peek. Did he farm my content because I did a video and he did a video on the same subject? Are we just both doing videos on the same subject because there's only a finite amount of things we can talk about, and we usually will talk about the most recent news in regards to our hobby? So where is the line? Where is the line? I mean, between content farming, collective unconsciousness, and just talking about the same shit. I mean, again, there's only so many topics we can talk about, right? Shaky cam. So let's keep that example out there of the, what did I say it was? Figures. Okay, secret drop of new figures coming out from WizKids. That's who makes the figures, right? Okay, so that's going to be our subject. That's going to be what we're wrapping this around. Right. Okay. So, WizKids drops a sneak announcement in the trades about new figures that are coming out. I see it in the morning. I post a story about it. DM Bloodworth comes home from work. He sees the same story. He posts a video about it. We say relatively the same things based upon the information that's available to us from this sneak peek of figures. And then, of course, we add on our own little flair. I've got my OGGM flair. He's got his DM Bloodworth flair. Did he farm my content because I did it first? Did I farm the content because I'm reading the story and responding to it? No, that's not content farming. That's literally talking about the same thing because there's only so many topics to talk about. So 99% of the time when you hear these people crying about content farming, or saying shit like, I know these guys come on my channel and farm my content, and then they say stuff about me and they don't give me credit for it. Dude, no one's farming your content, okay? It's literally, there's only so many things we can talk about, and we're all going to talk about what's the main story of the day. But and the main story of today in this made up scenario is that WizKids did a secret drop of new figures coming out that nobody, and we're talking about it. Okay, so that's not content farming, okay? So 90% of the things people say you're content farming, it isn't. It's not content farming, okay? So what is content farming then? All right, so content farming is if you make a video about a very specific subject that you basically, like, you're one of only the few people who could make that topic, and then somebody else makes the same or similar exact video where they pretty much repeat you verbatim, then that is content farming. So let's go back to our example. Let's say that DM Bloodworth because he's DM Bloodworth and he works for WizKids. He has access to figures before anybody else does. And as part of his being the, I'm making this all up, by the way. So don't anybody go, oh, what, DM Bloodworth can do what? No, this is all just for the scenario. Oh, another doggo. Everybody's got their dog outs today. Howdy. Oh, hi, buddy. So let's say DM Bloodworth in this alternate future works for WizKids. So he has an insider scoop on WizKids. And he's got Q&D stuff for figures straight from WizKids that nobody else has other than WizKids employees. And he and the WizKids employees have got permission to talk about this topic on their vlogs to give WizKids some extra bonus social media heat. All right, so he posts a video and he makes it very clear that he's only one of 5 people who has that information. 20 minutes later, I post a video and I pretty much copy verbatim what he says, but I make it sound like it's my own. And I don't give him any credit. So what I did is I farmed his content for a story, hoping to get more clout than he did. A story that only he had access to. That is content farming. I forgot where I was going. All right. So that's the difference. That's the difference. So again, 80-90% of the time when you hear people saying, you farm my content, you're content farming, you're not. They're not content farming. Okay? Literally, there's only so many topics we can talk about, and we tend to go in circles about what we talk about in the tabletop role-playing game, social media world. So yeah, we're gonna inevitably talk about the same thing. Beware, attack troll. Awesome. Okay, so that's not content farming. I do a video about the Hasbro Q3 numbers, and Tanker does a video about the Hasbro Q2 numbers. That's not content farming. Okay, that information was public knowledge. I just get it first because I'm a shareholder, but all that information that I gave you yesterday and the information that Tanker gave you last night, that's public knowledge. He didn't farm my content. On the other hand, if DM Bloodworth posts this video of unique to him information, he is only one of 3-4 people in the entire community that has that information regarding this made-up figure drop. And then 20 minutes later, I make the same video, but I try and make it sound like it's mine and I got the information. That's content farming. That is what content farming is, okay? So hopefully that clarifies, because you're going to hear that word a lot, especially in the tabletop role-playing game media world of which we are a part of, because we all tend to do the same stories, and it's very easy to see. I do a story about sleeping bags, because that's the first word that popped in my head. I don't know why. And then DM Bloodworth does a story about sleeping bags, and then Scott does a story about sleeping bags, and then what's her name? Jeannie D does a story about sleeping bags. We all do stories about sleeping bags. You know, and somebody's going to cry, oh, that's content farming. It's not content farming. Okay, we all have the same information. We're all talking about the same topic. We're just adding our own little spin to it. My spin and Jeannie D's spin will be completely different. But we're talking about the same shit. So that is not content farming. Right? Okay? I said like the same thing 3 times there. So hopefully I've clarified. If you still don't understand content farming, you can always look it up. The definition and the information is online. That's how I found this information. I looked it up and then translated it into words I understood. So hopefully that helps. And for the many individuals who are crying that people are farming their content, double check to make sure they're actually farming your content and not just talking about the same thing you talked about, okay? Because there's a huge difference. And some people can take offense when you accuse them of this, and it turns out, no, we're just talking about the same WizKids story that was available for all of us. It's not for content farming. You made a video about WizKids, and so did I. That's no, yeah, because that was public information. Look at this. This is cute. Okay, I've talked enough. Talk to you later. Bye.